for tuning in for today's audio broadcast featuring the heroic Junebug in her never-ending quest to see justice, fairness, and polite society prevail in an increasingly lawless world. When last we left our heroine, she had been blasted to the street by the laser powers of one powerful supervillain, the fetching and homicidal Photon Fatale. Upon interrupting the devilish do-batter's robbery of a high-end jewelry store, Junebug found a building on the brink of total collapse. With one person pinned under rubble and a herd of hostages who are only now leaving the premises, Junebug, blinded and burned by Photon Fatale's blast, stumbles back inside to save any injured. Let's see what happens next.
Excuse me, pardon me, coming through. I can barely see. She blinded me. The woman trapped in the rubble. Someone help me get to her, please.
She's over here. I'll guide you. Just get her free and I'll get her out of here.
Thank you. I'll get her out.
You're doing it. She's out. Catherine, I've got you.
Oh my god. I can barely breathe. I can't stand. My legs!
It's going to be fine. Well, oh no, the rip is coming down.
Ah! Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh, this is too heavy.
Catherine, come on. She's holding up. I don't know how long she can. I'm going to have to carry you.
Holy cow. It's slipping. Please hurry.
Let's go!
Almost there. Just a few more steps. Please hold on, Junebug.
No, I let go.
Almost there!
Everybody back. This building's coming down. Just don't stand there gawking in the street. Get back.
That lady with the burns in the wings, she's holding that whole thing up. Is this real or some kind of CGI? Whatever it is, I'm filming it, and it's all going online.
She is, but not for long. We're clear, Junebug. Let it go and get yourself to safety. She collapsed. Quickly, someone get me water and a blanket.
Is everyone safe?
Oh my god, yes. You saved my life. And Catherine's life too. Thank you. Thank you so much.
All in a day's work, sir. You're the one who carried her to safety. If anyone deserves... Oh man, I need to get moving.
I got water and a blanket for my car. Is she alright?
No, here. Help me put this blanket around her shoulders. Miss, should we take you to the hospital? Can you go to the hospital?
I should probably take you up on that. But I think I can sleep it off. It's not nearly as bad as it looks. Do you mind if I borrow this blanket? If you give me your address, I'll wash and return it.
You keep it?
Thanks. I owe you. No, my sight is still pretty fuzzy. Can one of you point me in the direction of the nearest unoccupied alleyway?
And so she ambled away to an alley under a makeshift cowl fashioned from a plaid woolen blanket, licking her wounds. Once she felt airworthy, she took to the sky and flew home. It was a long flight, but by the time she arrived back at her apartment, her sight had mostly returned. Her arms felt like inner tubes filled with mashed potatoes in pain. Her head rang like a gong, but she had never been so grateful to fall into bed.
I don't remember setting an alarm. Feels like I was run over by a truck on fire.
Here's Junie.
Good morning, sweetheart. Let me put this down and get you some coffee. Still black with 2 sugars?
Mom? Dad? Mom, you're repairing my uniform? Wait, I went to bed wearing it.
Dear, I'm your mother, and I couldn't exactly patch it and stitch it together while it was still on you. It also gave me a chance to put some aloe and bandages on those burns. Or didn't you notice?
Guess I didn't. But Jim was too. Oh, wow. Sorry, I can be a slow starter. 2 sugars is fine, Mom. Make it 3. 4. And however many aspirins won't shut down my kidneys.
Of course, sweetheart. Coming right up.
How did you guys know to come over?
Remember my joke about the 11 o'clock news yesterday? Well, a girl fighting a living laser beam and holding up a 3-story building do it. National news, too. Not just local. Here, I have it queued up on my phone.
And here it is, the video that's had our viewer feed running so fast we had to hire a new temp. Now, look at this. That blast of light sends her flying into the street, not using her own wings this time. She's been seen on film a few times, but this footage is the best so far. And a little further on, we see her supporting this entire building.
You was there. Let me just cut to the end.
She staggers and drops it. There we go. She jumps clear and looks almost like she's fainting in the street. We'll go to our special analyst in a moment to get an idea of how much that building would actually weigh.
Sorry if you guys were worried. I'm fine, really.
No, not really, Junie. When you started doing this, I knew it was going to be with or without our say-so. So we've done our very best to be supportive. This isn't something we thought we'd ever have to see. You could have been killed. Did you know that you could support that much weight?
Have you seen the weights in the living room, honey? She's not exactly resting on her laurels.
Jefferson Robert Samsa, I asked her a question. And we're talking more about lifting this building than things that can fit in her living room.
Oh, sure. All right. Go ahead, Junie.
No, I had no idea. And if you had asked me yesterday morning, I would have said no. Honestly, a couple more seconds and I would have lost it.
But if you were in the same situation again today, tomorrow, next week...
I can't say there's much I do differently, Mom.
That's what I thought.
I'm sorry. I can't just let a building collapse on 2 people.
And who's asking you to? The point I'm working towards is this. We need to figure out a way for you to beat this photon fatale, so next time you won't have to do anything like that.
In the meantime, Junie, the police want to talk to you. They're looking for anyone with information as to your whereabouts. I suggest you call your friend, Mr. Van Helsing. See if you can get that all smoothed over.
No. He would have called me himself if he wanted to talk. That's 2 botched jobs yesterday. Stag Beetle got some money, Photon Fatale got her jewels, and both villains caused a lot of property damage. He's probably mad at me.
Reasonable assumption, but probably not accurate.
Your phone got melted. Completely destroyed. We tried calling it before heading over and got no answer.
Yikes. Luckily, it's just a cheap burner phone. I have another one.
Use it to call your friend. Your suit is fixed enough to be wearable. I'll try and think of a way to beat Photon Fatale while you're gone.
Meanwhile, I'm going to fix the leaky faucet in your bathroom, because not all heroic deeds get national media coverage. I may also take a look at the light socket in your kitchen, because it flickers sometimes.
You guys are really my heroes. I'll call Lucas and set up a meeting.
Indeed, Officer Van Helsing had tried to communicate with our hero to no avail. He agreed to meet with her off the clock and off the record, in a place he'd used to meet informants in the past. We go now to an abandoned office building on the south side of town.
Junebug, you're looking remarkably well compared to the footage I saw yesterday. I don't mind saying I was worried.
Just the flesh wound?
Nice to know you're in good spirits. And a Monty Python fan, that surprises me. Not sure why.
They're a riot! And I'm feeling a little rougher than usual, but I'm not done yet. I owe you an apology. I goofed twice yesterday, but it won't happen again. It can't. Joking aside, I have to be better than that, and I'm sorry.
Actually, this can't happen again. Junebug, I need you to leave this psychopath to the police. You're a civilian. I can't ask you to get hurt doing a job that me and my colleagues get paid to do. In fact, I'm asking you to step aside and let us do that very job.
You weren't there when I arrived. If I wasn't there, at least 2 people would be dead now. Lucas, I'm sorry, but you needed me there yesterday, doing my job. It's a volunteer job, sure, but I take it seriously. I can no more stand by and let people die than I can stop breathing air.
I spend a lot of time looking the other way when you're concerned. That's starting to get me the wrong sort of attention. I need you to step away and leave this to the professionals, Junebug. If you really take your job that seriously, consider it a professional courtesy.
Can't do that, Lucas. She got me pretty good yesterday. No telling what she could do to you or any of your men. I at least have a fighting chance. I have my expert right now working on a way to counter her powers.
Yeah, she did get you pretty good, didn't she? Know who else noticed that? My kids. You know, I invite you to meet my family, my little girls, and they fall in love with you. The real-life superhero. You know that, right? They love you to death. Even Carrie thinks you're great, and my wife is hard to impress. They saw you getting blasted into the street on TV. They saw you have a building virtually dropped on top of you. They were distraught. If you won't be professional and step back because Officer Van Helsing is asking you to stand down, how about you do it because Lucas, the friend who winds up cleaning up a bunch of your messes, is asking you for a favor? How about that? That work for you?
I'll do you one better.
Stop being a vigilante altogether?
No. I'm going to give you a message for Lily and Celeste. You pass this along to them, from me. Tell them I'm sorry that I worried them, but that they need to keep watching. It might not be easy, but good always wins in the end, so long as good people aren't afraid to put in the work. If they close their eyes now, they'll miss that part.
You can't be serious. No, it's you. Of course you're serious.
And give them a hug for me. Tell Carrie I said hi.
Fine. Go then. But this isn't over. Junebug.
And so, Junebug flies home, filled with a greater sense of purpose. Indirect as it was, she had just made a promise to 2 little girls they would see good win over evil. A promise she didn't intend to break.
You're back! How did it go?
Not terrible, I guess. I mean, he asked me to step back and let the police handle it, which was roughly what I was expecting. I told him no, of course.
Of course. We didn't raise a quitter.
While you were out, I was thinking. Your suit is iridescent, and so it reflects some light. The areas with the slightly reflective cloth partially protect the skin underneath. Your legs, for example, only got a little red, whereas your uncovered arms and jaw got the worst of it.
Some more reflective material would help, right?
More reflective material and more of it. I'm thinking mylar, like...
Astronaut blankets!
Exactly. They come in a couple different colors, but they're completely reflective. I've never sewn with them before, but it can't be too hard.
They sell them down at the Science Center, in the gift shop.
I'm gonna go and buy some now.
Thanks so much, Mom.
You relax here while I go get them.
Sure.
You want to watch a movie? I see you had some ice cream in the freezer. That was good. I didn't touch it.
Tad, have as much as you want. And you can watch some TV if you like. But I've got work to do.
Like what? Your mom, like Frankie, says relax.
I'm gearing up for a big fight, Dad. I can't afford to sit still. I'm gonna go work out. Want to spot me?
Sure, I mean, I don't know what good it'll do. I tried lifting some of the weights you have there, and they're more than a little beyond me. Psst.
No way. Plus, it would be nice to have the company.
Well, that part, I know I can manage. You know, Junie, I wasn't always rocking this dad bod. Back in high school, I used to be quite the athlete. I even dabbled in a little boxing.
I know. I've seen the photos of you. Old yearbook, track meets.
Boxing club was outside of school. It was something a bunch of us guys did at a local gym in town. Closed down years ago, but was a real popular place in its heyday. Boxing, wrestling, karate, the works. I picked up a few moves. You know, I could show them to you if you wanted. I mean, I know you picked up a few things yourself fighting actual criminals, but it could help.
Not really. I mean, I never really hit the criminals I fight for the most part. I don't want to hurt them. Stag Beetle's an exception. I know he can take what I've got and more. Photon Fatale? I'm gonna have to hit her. If I can land a punch, that is.
My point is, there's a benefit to being able to analyze an opponent, read the body language, and counter what they're gonna do next.
She can blast lasers out of her hand, Dad, and turn herself, her whole self, into a giant laser to zip between points A and B. No clue how I'm gonna punch her. She's just too fast.
Yeah, once she's light, of course she is. But before that, she moves at a regular person's speed. I've been watching every video of her that I can find. There's more than just what's made on the news. Everyone records everything on their phones nowadays. I mean, whatever happened to being in the moment, you know? Well, anyway, she's confident with her power. Cocky. She telegraphs her moves just like anybody else. You gonna song for this, bro? Dada, I mean.
I'm picking up what you're putting down, brother. If I can anticipate what she's about to use her powers, I can launch a counterattack before she starts. That's what you mean, right?
Exactly. The gimmick is different, but she has to fight like a regular person at least some of the time. That's your advantage. You're faster than her when she's not light. You just need to counter her before she can use those flashy tricks.
You can show me how to do that?
I'll sure as heck try. Never thought I'd do this before. Every challenge you faced, ever since you were a little kid, you managed to overcome. You've always been equal to, or better than anything that tried to bring you down. Lately, with this Stag Beetle guy, and now Photon Fatale, seems like there's a new chill in the wind, you know? Things are changing. If I can help you meet these new challenges, then I'll do whatever's needed. I even brought my old gloves with me. Too small for my hands now, but they should fit you just fine.
That's great! Let's get them, watch those videos, and work out a strategy. This reminds me of when I was a kid and we watched wrestling on TV, actually. Debating the strengths and weaknesses of the different fighters, coming up with strategies for our favorites.
Yeah, those were fun times. Shame that pro wrestling is fake.
Whoa. What? Wait. Hold the phone. It's fake?
And so, we leave the Samsa family for now. They worked on strategies in a new costume all evening, had pizza delivered from Martin's, and enjoyed one another's company. In an ever more tumultuous world, one's family ought to feel like an island in a storm-swept sea. From our family to yours, thank you for joining us.
This story is copyrighted by Five Fire Monkeys Entertainment with a license from Teacup Condor Publishing. All locations are fictitious and similarities to people is purely coincidental. Listen next week for the blinding conclusion of Junebug's fight with the Photon Fatale. The part of Junebug was played by Katie Seuthe-Ruiz. Lucas Van Helsing was played by Michael Wayne Beck. Tune in next time for more from the Adventures of Junebug. This has been the Nerd News Social Broadcasting System.